Hear about parental rights. If you don't hear about it on TV, how did you know there was an organization fighting?
I met Adriana and I found out about it from her.
And what's the
She's a fellow
website?
homeschooler. Parentalrights.org.
And what does the United Nations have to do with it?
You know, I really.
They made a treaty.
They have the Children's Rights Treaty, and I have to confess to not being terribly up on that, but I don't need to be. I just know what we have is what I want, you know, what we have had.
So what have you think the government has been trying to hurt the homeschool movement?
Absolutely. They've tried, they try, and in some states it's become very difficult. Here in Florida we are particularly blessed because we're very free to do it as we choose, but it's not true in every state, and there are those who would not have it allowed at all. And I hear the word nanny state being used around a lot lately, and that's what they're hoping to have, a gigantic nanny state that takes care of every aspect of our lives.
Yes, from the time we're
children being a huge part of that.
Yes. Well, we don't want the government to take our kids away and use them however they want. So how can we fight this? What can we, just plain old normal people, do to fight this?
Awareness. You need to be very aware. You need to read and become aware of the issues and just be right on top of it. You can't sleepwalk through life anymore. You know, we're at a stage in our history where you just can't be complacent in any way or take anything for granted. You have to always assume that you have to be on the defensive for our very basic rights.
Right. And what did Reagan say? Something about freedom is one generation away from extinction.
Pass it along in the genes.
Yeah, freedom isn't free. We the people control the government if we are actually doing something. If we sit back and let the elite few boss us around, then they're going to do it.
That's why I think the homeschool movement is important too, because, you know, then we're free to teach all of this to our children. But the most important thing to me is for people to be aware that this has happened in other places, and it certainly can happen. History has shown that, and it can easily happen here if we're just caught unawares.
If good men do nothing.
If we let our guard down.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing your story,
You're welcome.
Maria.
My pleasure.
Okay. We'll be back after this break.